Welcome to the story of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, like you've never heard it before.
This story isn't told to you by the one Dragonborn that masters all, but told to you through the eyes of many different characters.
From soldiers in the Civil War seeking peace and order,
to seeking freedom and to remove the weakness from her lands.
From those cursed by the night, seeking to be the vigil in the darkness.
To warriors seeking honor, glory, and companionship.
To a shapeshifter and worshipper of the Daedra who seeks to live a life as a warrior.
To a mage seeking power and the arcane knowledge of Aetherius.
To assassins seeking fear and bringing the cold touch of Sithis.
To thieves seeking wealth beyond measure.
We all hope you enjoy
this story
of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Chapter 53, Until Death Do Us Part. The last we met, I was approached by a man called Amand Motiere, who wanted the Dark Brotherhood to assassinate the Emperor Titus Mede II. It turns out this Motiere is part of the Elder Council and is looking to rid himself of his own emperor. How delicious. The Night Mother spoke to me and demanded that I was to bring the touch of Sithis to this emperor. But there were, you could say, challenges to overcome. The first being, we were in Skyrim and Titus Mede was in Cyrodiil, and a civil war raging all over Skyrim would prevent the Emperor ever setting foot in here until the Empire won the war. And to bait the Emperor here, we would have to kill his cousin at her wedding. But her wedding was called off during the war, so we couldn't advance in our plans to assassinate the Emperor of Cyrodiil. So I took small contracts to keep myself busy until the time was right. If there was one thing I was, it was patient. I've lived for a long time. I can wait a while longer, and if the Empire was to lose this war, then I'd go back into Cyrodiil. I'd end him on the Golden Ruby throne myself. Like I was saying, much has changed since then. Dragons started appearing shortly after I arrived in Skyrim, and a few months into that, I was awoken by the bones of Nirn shaking and a thunderous call of the Dovahkiin that tore across the skies. Dovahkiin was some Nord word for Dragonborn. There were plenty of them in my time, but those ones didn't kill dragons. They sat on the ruby throne or fought each other over it. I've killed a few Dragonborns in my time. I was hired by a septum to kill her niece while she was imprisoned, so it was to appear she had died of natural causes within her cell. The only weapon the septums had was their words. There hasn't been one of the dragon blood in around 200 years from what I've heard, but with how the septums like to get around, I'm not surprised a few bastards were born not knowing their power. Now this Dragonborn isn't sitting on some ruby throne fornicating with everyone. This one's out here killing dragons and eating their souls. Now Astrid had a meeting with some potential clients on taking out the Dragonborn. Astrid said that they were Thalmor agents. They wanted the Dragonborn dead, so I was to scout this target out and learn where she was. I ended up tracking her to the Reach, holding up in some old Akaviri ruin. There was only one way in, and it was guarded by the Reachmen. And those savages are one force I don't like fighting. They play dirty, and that's coming from me. If the Dragonborn was out, she was out during the daylight with another large force that followed her. So either way, the contract looked bleak. She was always protected. Before I set up to take this Dragonborn out, the Thalmor canceled the assassination. It was because of some peace treaty the Dragonborn had created between the Empire and these rebels, the Stormcloaks. It was deemed she was too important to have killed yet, at least until she had dealt with the dragons or something. Now with this treaty, the war was put on hold. Until the Dragonborn has stopped these dragons, or at least the black one the Nords call the World Eater. Both sides have their soldiers fighting together under the Dragonborn's command. It's said that both sides are after the Dragonborn's allegiance, so if this Dragonborn succeeds, she is to join one of them by freeing it of the Empire, or snuffing out the flame of this rebellion. That treaty was created a month ago or so, and now that there was peace, Victoria Vici decided to have her wedding now that it was a time of unification between the two sides. Seeing how her family was of the Empire and her soon-to-be husband's was of the Stormcloaks. With Victoria's wedding now happening, our plans to assassinate the Emperor were now in full swing. The Emperor will come to Skyrim during the peace treaty. The Stormcloaks can't afford to kill him. If they do, they turn this Dragonborn against them for breaking her peace treaty. I wasn't alive during the time of Riemann, and I was asleep during Tiber's rise to power. But I know one thing. You don't want to make enemies with a Dragonborn set on their path. And Riemann and Tiber weren't out eating dragon souls, so it was best the Stormcloaks played nice with the Imperials in attempts to win the Dragonborn over into their side. Victoria would attempt to marry her lover during this time of peace, and we would kill her doing so. This would start a chain of effects that would lead the Emperor to Skyrim, where I'll kill him and earn a name for myself once more. The wedding starts tomorrow, but until then I've been keeping myself busy. I've earned a name for myself from the locals. They've come to calling me the Shadow. It isn't bad, but I've had better. Ever since our plans were put on halt, I had been killing smaller targets the Brotherhood had not yet completed. I still had one left, and it was at Solitude, the very same place Vittoria Vici would have her wedding. Be two birds with one stone. Tomorrow I will make my way to Solitude to attend this wedding and send the blushing bride off to Sithis, and put this pirate down. I've heard the Brotherhood has lost quite a few assassins sent after this Safia. Good. I do like a challenge. It was the 16th of Second Seed, the date of Victoria's wedding in Solitude, and I hear the Red Wave has been docked in Skyrim, ready to leave tomorrow. Perfect timing, I say. It's been some time since I've been to Solitude. Some serious time. I used to take contracts from the Queen of Solitude, a septum called Potema, later on getting called the Wolf Queen. During the War of the Red Diamond, Potema had given me a contract to kill her niece within one of her prisons, to make it look like she had died of natural causes. The Septums and the Tharns. We were so much alike, family was competition, and the only way up was putting one of them down. That seems to be the Red Wave. Anyway, I stopped working for Potema when her son was burned to death. She went mad then, and turned the city of Solitude into an army of the dead. Guards, citizens, were all killed. I went into one of my slumbers, which lasted a little longer than expected. I was meant to slumber for around 300 years, but Dagon attacked Tamriel and the one tasked with waking me was killed. So I woke up last year. I've been sleeping for around 500 years, and with all that's been happening in Skyrim, I'm in the perfect place to restore my name. Skyrim is ripe with plenty of opportunity for the Contractor to be known again.
Let me guess. In the void. By the gods, you Dark Brotherhood are a predictable lot, aren't you? Okay, here's how this works. You try to assassinate me and I kill you. Horribly. I have done this dance before.
When the fish is telling you how to fish, how rich.
Never should have come here.
That was no challenge at all. Who have the Brotherhood been recruiting? Common cutthroats? A mud crab would have put up a better fight.
Come on.
This will do for a good disguise, at least for now. I can't go walking into Solitude as I do. The wedding reception will be held at night for celebration, while at this moment they are to be married in the Temple of Divines. So I shall wait for the night to cover Skyrim, and then celebrate with the bride. This place, just like how I remember it, but it's a little quiet. I guess everyone is at the wedding. I shall let her have some small happiness before I send her off to Sithis. Night was finally here. My strength has now returned, and Victoria and her husband are out celebrating their union. I need a new disguise now. An Imperial one to slip in unnoticed. That one will do. They'll only notice this one's gone when they start smelling him. Now this will do. Time to go and wipe the smile off the bride and remind Skyrim that the Contractor has returned. With the Alliance right now, they won't know who ordered the assassination. The Empire or the Stormcloaks? so I might take out the husband to confuse the lot of them. It would be a mercy killing after all. To rob you of your wife and leave you alive just seems unfair. Just the one guard? Haven't seen that sort of Imperial before. But the protection seems a little light. Good.
This wedding is boring. I wish they had jugglers. When my aunt got married, they had a cake that was 3 feet tall. I got really sick that day. Not really. It's just a bunch of elders standing around looking important. I wish something exciting would happen.
You wait, kid.
Sure.
Something really exciting is about to happen. A day you shall never forget. That soldier over there must be one of those Penitus Oculatus soldiers I've been told about. They guard the Emperor now. If those were blades, they would have spotted me from an age away. They had agents everywhere. But there are no more of them, I'm told. Whoever ran security for this is a moron, or thought nothing bad would happen. This place is dark, even for my eyes that are made for the night. The next wedding won't hold such errors, I'm sure. Gabriella told me she had left a bow on top of an overlook, perfect for a ranged kill. Feels more appropriate, rather than dropping an old gargoyle on her like Babette suggested. I prefer to kill my targets with weapons on occasions like this. People won't forget the mess I'll leave behind.
My husband Aesgeir and I thank you for coming to our reception. We thank you for sharing the love we have for each other. In this courtyard, there are no Stormcloaks. There are no Imperials. There are only people come to celebrate a union of two souls. So make merry. You have all helped to make this a truly extraordinary wedding. All of my dreams have come true. So thank you. Thank you all.
It will be a short-lived happiness. Very short-lived. I was ready. Ready to send the bride off to her next life. For her death will lead to the assassination of the Emperor by my very own hands.
Good friends and neighbors. Are you all enjoying yourselves? Please eat, drink, and make merry on this most happy of days. These days, it seems there is dread everywhere, whether it be war or dragon.
Help! Someone's being attacked! Someone do something!
Please, did you hear
something? I can't end this. Don't hurt me!
Ah, great. The Imperial Guard. Oh well. Time to leave an impression on the good people of Solitude. These poor fools stood no chance against me under the darkness. It was like stepping on ants. They would only serve as a reminder to Skyrim that death is only around the corner. The job was done. Vittoria Vici was slain, and all those who sought to defend her had joined her in the void. There was no stopping what was to come now. With the death of Victoria, this will lead the Brotherhood down a path it hasn't been down in many an age. The assassination of an emperor. That will die by my hands. After that wedding, the people of Skyrim will never forget me. The assassin that killed a bride at her own wedding and left its guard in a pool of their own blood. There's no forgetting me now.
The news is everywhere. Vittoria Vici, the Emperor's cousin, butchered at her own wedding. Well done. Let's see His Eminence try to ignore this. With Vici's murder, you've started us down a path the Dark Brotherhood hasn't traveled in centuries. The assassination of an emperor. And now your reward. A unique spell to summon a legend of the Dark Brotherhood. His soul serves us now in death, as his body once did in life. Ah, and of course, a bonus for killing Vici while she addressed her guests as instructed. Gold. Simple and pure. Spend it as you will. Now then, time to proceed to the next stage of the plan. Go and speak with Gabriella. She's been helping me arrange your next contract.
Dear brother, I've been waiting for you. Your next contract awaits, as I'm sure Astrid indicated. With the Emperor's arrival in Skyrim now a certainty, the security service, the Penitus Oculatus, will need to begin its preparations immediately. Security is being handled by a Commander Morrow. Astrid and I have devised a plan to break the man, and in doing so, cripple the Emperor's protection. You are to slay the Commander's son, Gaius Morrow, and once he is dead, plant false evidence on his body, implicating him in a plot to kill the Emperor. He is set to leave the Penitus Oculatus outpost at Dragonbridge and inspect the security of each city in Skyrim. Go there now, observe Gaius Morrow's departure and follow him. Waylay him in one of the cities and send his soul to Sithis. Once he's dead, plant the incriminating letter on his body and let fate take care of the rest. Oh, and one final thing. To earn your bonus, do not kill Gaius Morrow in Dragonbridge or on the road. Kill him in one of the other major cities he'll be visiting. There, the body will be discovered quickly, as will the letter implicating Gaius Morrow in the plot to assassinate the Emperor. Do that, and Astrid has authorized me to grant you a rather unique bonus. It is a special token to be given to Olava the Feeble in Whiterun. Olava is an old and dear friend, and a powerful seer. The token entitles you to a reading of your future. It's an opportunity one should not pass up.
The next killing would be of Gaius Morrow, the son of Skyrim's commander of the Penitus Oculatus, who will oversee the security for the Emperor while in Skyrim. Killing his son will devastate him, but planting false evidence that his son was a traitor will break him. And even if it doesn't, everyone under his command will second-guess him, wondering if it was a rotten apple or the tree. Everyone will think his son a traitor, and that will break the man, making it all the more easy to kill the Emperor when he comes to Skyrim to pay respects to his dearly departed cousin. I would set off immediately to Dragonbridge to meet this Gaius. He would arrive within a few short days from Cyrodiil, so I'll get there and wait for him. I will have to disguise myself amongst the locals. After last night in solitude, any pale skin will be getting the torch. Sure, I'd love to spill some more blood and wipe out the town guard, but with these sorts of contracts, it's best to pick the right moments to spill blood. Wait, what's that? By Sithis, it's a dragon. It's not attacking. I don't care enough to find out why. Those things wipe out entire legions. I best just get out of here before it sets all those poor fools on fire. Better them than me. I passed some strange stuff on my way to Dragonbridge. I saw vampires dressing up as those that hunt us. We all knew what each other were. I didn't wish to disturb their trap, nor did they wish to die fighting one of their own. Then I came across a ghost riding a horse with no head. Very strange. But I made it to Dragonbridge with minimal conflict. Anything that got in my way now feeds the crows. Time to find this commander's son and send him off to Sithis. Now I just have to wait here until he arrives. Wait, isn't that their outpost here in Skyrim? I should check inside and see if they have plans for this Gaius's schedule. Could save time waiting around. Following him could take more time, and if spotted, my bonus is gone. We need to break his father. If I kill him out on the roads, his father won't find out quick enough. If there's a plan, I could set up waiting for him in a city. There's one of them in here. Looks like there's something on the table. This is it. His schedule. Wait. They have him going to Windhelm? Isn't that the capital of the rebellion fighting the Emperor's rule? Why in Namira would they be scouting out the capital of their enemy? I know there's a truce on at the moment, but that seems a little strange. The schedule did say that all the Jarls knew of Gaius's scouting. Maybe it's to make sure the Stormcloaks aren't planning anything during this truce. So even the rebel Jarls have accepted one of these Penitus Oculatus into their cities because of this truce of the Dragonborn. It makes sense. The rumor is both sides are vying for the Dragonborn when they deal with the dragons. And if the Emperor comes to Skyrim during this war, and the Stormcloaks try and assassinate him, they break the truce, leading the Dragonborn to joining the Imperials. And, I don't like their chances if they have a Riemann or Talos fighting them. So both sides are going to do anything they can to get the Dragonborn on their side, even letting their enemy in to scout out their cities. Like I said, I wasn't around in Riemann's time, and I was slumbering during Talos, but those Dragonborns conquered provinces, and those ones weren't out there killing dragons like flies. This could be a new age of a new Dragonborn, and the one ticket to ending this war is having the Dragonborn on your side. This is the Spectral Assassin, once a speaker during his time. He was around during this Oblivion crisis I missed.
In my time, the Blades protected the Emperor. It would seem these Penitus Oculatus will prove equally incompetent.
I remember hearing that a Daedric cult ended up killing the Septim line off. The Blades failed the Emperors back then, and so will these Penitus Oculatus.
Stalking your prey, planting false evidence, destroying an innocent man's reputation. Truly, a contract worthy of the listener.
By Molag, this ghost talks a lot. Well, I've chosen Markarth as the place Gaius Maro will die. It's a rebel-controlled city within range of Solitude where the Emperor will stay. And since it's a rebel city, if I kill him there and plant the false evidence on him, it looks all the more convincing that Gaius Maro is a traitor. The schedule said he will be in Markarth during Fredas, and it's early Morndas now. I just have to wait 4 days for him, and he's as good as dead. I'll just drink and whore the days away. Maybe catch up with my cannibal friends. Scout out the city myself. Other than that, I have some time to kill. It had been 4 days. I had spent most of my gold on the whores and using the innkeeper's wife as my own personal thrall. The weak belong at the strong's feet, after all. But Gaius will be here now, so I need to go and find him in Understone Keep and send him off to Sithis.
But Mother says you're a terrible innkeeper. Never mind your mother, Ray. You listen to me and you'll be a great man one day.
Now I need to look for an Imperial male just wandering around. Doubt he'll wear his uniform. The Penitus don't want anybody knowing they are around. And wearing Imperial armor while on your own in a Stormcloak city is a death sentence, even with the treaty on. He should stand out pretty easy anyway. Soldiers always look so serious. His eyes will be too focused. He'll be an easy spot. Ah, those were good memories. That priest was too easy to fool. Why are religious people so easy to kill? I remember back in the early Third Era, where I burst through the doors of a priory begging the priest to cure me, and the fools brought me to their leader, my target. I slaughtered them all. Nothing spreads fear more than an entire priory of holy men being massacred. Even had to slaughter the children. People knew me back then. The name the Contractor was to be feared when spoken. Wait, that might be our Penitus Oculatus agent. Better have a closer look. Yes, that's him. Farmers don't go carrying around weapons like that. The fool should have at least carried a different weapon. Could have made it at least a challenge to spot. Now I just need to plant the evidence and let the guards find him. News will get around real quick when the Stormcloak guards read that. This will break Commander Maro when he finds out his son is dead and hears about his traitorous deed. But when I arrived back in the sanctuary, I was told that Cicero had gone insane and tried to kill Astrid. Much had happened since I left.
Thank you, dear. You are most kind. The Jester's cut feels as bad as it looks, I'm afraid.
Damn it, this never should have happened. We knew better. We knew better, and still we let our guards down. Ugh!
I'll admit, Even I'm having a hard time disagreeing with you.
Marrow is dead, I know, but we've got bigger problems right now. The fool went absolutely berserk. He wounded Vizara, tried to kill me, and then he fled. I knew that lunatic couldn't be trusted.
Oh, it's true, I'm afraid. Cicero was a little whirlwind, slashing this way and that. It would have been funny if he weren't trying to murder us all.
Don't forget the ranting and raving. About the Night Mother, how she was the true leader of the Dark Brotherhood, and Astrid was just a pretender.
Look, we've got to deal with this situation. You've got to deal with this situation. I want you to find that miserable little fool and end his life. But first, find my husband. Make sure he's all right. After the attack, Arnbjorn flew into a rage. When Cicero left, Arnbjorn went after him. They disappeared into the wild. Search Cicero's room. Maybe there's something in there that sheds some light on where he might have gone. Let me know the minute you find something. I've got to see to Vizara and calm everyone down.
Bested by a fool. Who's the fool now,
So the jester goes nuts, and Astrid's husband Arnbjorn loses it and goes after him. Never liked Arnbjorn, but I guess that was mutual. Now I have to find out where they went and deal with this little jester. Was a little too insane for my liking, but I'd rather deal with his lunacies than the smell of that wolf. Looks like Cicero left his journals behind. Those say 1 and 2, and on the table is 3 and 4. Maybe that one over there is his latest before he lost it. I read through his journal. He talked about many things, but he mentioned a second Brotherhood sanctuary here in Skyrim, one in Dawnstar, and the phrase to open its doors. The door will ask what is life's greatest illusion, and the phrase to open it will be, "Innocence, my brother." This will be where Cicero will be hiding after trying to kill Astrid. Really shouldn't have left his journals behind. Well, time to go kill me a jester.
Have you found something? Good, good. Does it say where he may be headed? The Dawnstar Sanctuary? Whatever for. Never mind, it doesn't matter. You need to leave. Now. Every moment counts, so I want you to take my horse. His name is Shadowy. You'll find him outside by the pool. Let's just say he's one of us. Find Arnbjorn. Make sure my husband's all right. And then send that jester's twisted little soul to the void, in as many pieces as possible.
It was time to go and deal with this jester. Astrid had given me her horse, a horse almost every assassin in Tamriel knows of. Shadowmere, the famed black steed with the red, piercing eyes. Impressive. From the void itself. If I was mortal, I would need a horse. But I'm a creature of the night, so I'll make it to Dawnstar faster on foot since there's still plenty of moonlight. But what an impressive creature. You know you have made it as an assassin when you ride Shadowmere. On my way to Dawnstar, the path was blocked by a dragon attacking the Imperial fort. I'm no fool. I'm not picking a fight with one of these creatures. While it's busy with the Imperials, I'll slip through. Damn it. I'm not going to be an easy kill, dragon. Good luck catching me. I fled the dragon. I think it realized that I was too much effort and went back to slaughter the Imperials. I was here to find this old sanctuary and deal with a mad jester who Astrid wanted dead. And she wanted me to find her husband. She looked really worried. Having a loved one in this line of work is never a good thing. Looks to be a storm brewing out in the Sea of Ghosts. Don't have long before it reaches here. I need to find this wolf. Shouldn't be hard to find him with the foul smell they let off. This seems to be the way. How has this place remained hidden for so long, so close to Dawnstar? There's fresh blood. I'm close. I can also hear the chanting of a black door, and I can smell Arnbjorn. Some of this stinks of wolf, but some of it is purified blood. Looks like the jester and the wolf had a battle. There's the wolf.
Hello, Tidbit. Should have figured Astrid would send you. Ugh, what gave it away? Yeah, gotta admit that little jester's good with that butter knife. But don't worry, I gave as good as I got. In there, through the door. Some old sanctuary by the looks of it. I would have followed him, but I don't know the phrase. Alright, you convinced me. Doubt I'd be much good to you anyway. The little fop cut me pretty deep. But I slashed him good. Pretty sure I severed an artery. Don't know what you're gonna find in there. But you can probably just follow the blood.
Now I just need to get inside. I know the phrase, but this trickster will have some tricks waiting for me in there.
What is life's greatest illusion?
This place does smell of fresh blood. By the scent in this place, he has bled quite heavily. He won't be in any shape to face me, but knowing the lunacies of this jester, he'll have traps set up to slow me down.
Astrid knew her stupid wolf couldn't slay Cicero.
Now the walls echo with his voice. Great. Now I need to listen to the mad man while I hunt him. Should have expected that. Wouldn't be a Brotherhood sanctuary without its dead guarding it. They failed in life to kill, and they will fail in death. The Night Mother has had to suffer this voice speaking to her for so long. If I was some old dead woman, I would have just spoken to him to shut him up, or commanded him to fall on his own blade. The fool would do it without a second thought. If he was hired to kill me, I'd jam a knife in my own ears before I killed myself from that hideous laugh.
You're still alive. Cicero respects the listener's abilities, of course, but could you at least slow down a bit? Chilly. You'll enjoy this. Not an original part of the sanctuary, per se. Let's call it a forced edition. Enforced by what? Oh, come and see! All right! So Cicero attacked that harlot Astrid. But what's a fool to do when his mother is slandered and mocked? Surely the listener understands. By now. Maybe we could just forget about this. Let bygones be bygones. What do you say?
Finally. Doesn't look like he'll even survive. Maybe leaving him here will be a worse fate. To die slow in the cold. He's not fit for my blade.
You caught me. I surrender. Oh, I like that. Very good, very good. Creative. But killing me would be a mistake. Oh, yes. You would displease our mother. For she's your mother too, isn't she? Listener. Walk away. Let poor Cicero live. Tell the pretender Astrid that you did the job. Stabbed, strangled, drowned poor Cicero.
He has a point. I don't care about loyalty. It's whoever's paying me more or giving me the best contracts. And as the listener, the Night Mother can hear all wanting death. From her voice, I can get the best contracts from across Tamriel. Astrid is only limited in what she can do. She's too set in her ways. I'll spare the Jester my blade. If he lives, he has proven himself worthy of my mercy. If not, the job is done, and the Jester bleeds out. I think the little lunatic might make it through. He's crafty, survived his betrayal and a werewolf on his heels. I can't wait to see how this all turns out. Now I need to get back to the sanctuary in Falkreath. The Emperor won't be far off from Skyrim, days maybe. So we need to be ready when he arrives. This is going to come back at me, I feel. She'll believe I killed him. Up until the little Jester comes back for revenge.
Arnbjorn is safe, and for that you have my thanks. But what of the fool? Is Cicero dead? Excellent. Once again, you've proven yourself a born assassin. There's just one more target before we strike out at the Emperor. Have you by chance heard of the Gourmet? Read his cookbook? It's become quite a phenomenon. The Gourmet is scheduled to cook for the Emperor at a special dinner. You'll kill him, steal his writ of passage, and assume the role of Master Chef. Festus has been spearheading this part of the assassination plan. He's close to uncovering the identity of the Gourmet. You should report to him. Right then.
There you are. Took your sweet time dealing with Cicero, eh? Now let's get down to business. Astrid told you about the Gourmet, I hope. Quite so. But first, you'll need to learn who he is. Assuming, of course, that the Gourmet actually is a he. Could be a woman, for all we know. Don't be so petulant. In my, investigations, I came upon this. It's a copy of Gourmet's cookbook. But not just any copy. It's signed, you see. Seems to be a message from the Gourmet to one Anton Varan. I've tracked Varan to the keep at Markarth. It would seem he's the cook. I believe so. Therefore, you are to obtain that information from Varan. Who the Gourmet really is and where he can be found. Oh, and when you're done with Varan, kill him. Loose ends and all that. Next, you'll have to... Are you still paying attention? As I was saying, you'll need to kill the Gourmet, of course. But what's more, you need to get his writ of passage, so you can take his place. Oh, and if you can, hide his body. The longer it takes for anyone else to determine his real identity, the better. Now off with you. Remember, the Markarth Keep. That's where you'll find Anton Varan. Probably cooking up all of the Gourmet's recipes, passing them off as his own.
I decided to wait a few days before I returned to Markarth after eliminating Gaius Maro. This time I'm here to get information from a chef on the whereabouts of the gourmet who is hiding in Skyrim. And once I have that information, I'm to kill this chef working in the keep. This Understone keep will become a nervous place to be around. 2 assassinations within 1 week. Looks like Gaius Maro was never killed there. They cleaned the blood out of the stone really well. Time to make another mess. But this time everyone is going to see me. Time to leave an impression on the people of Markarth like I did Solitude and Whiterun before it. Time to put a little bit of fear into the hearts of Skyrim. The kitchens are over there. The head chef won't be too far from his station. That's not him. That's one of his kitchen hands. He'd have to be hiding away somewhere in here. I'll take a look around. That looks to be my target. I hear people are dying to become head chefs in keeps.
Yes, for the 100th time. I am a Breton. I was born in High Rock, and then I came here. I am not a Richman. Who are you? What do you want? The gourmet? Never. I don't know what led you here, but nothing will betray my trust. I'll take the secret of the gourmet's identity to my grave. The Dark Brotherhood? Now, wait a minute. Let's not get hasty. I mean, surely my friend wouldn't want me to endanger my own life, right? Look, his name is Balagor Gronolobe. He's an orc. The gourmet's an orc. He's staying at the Nightgate Inn. That's all I know.
I'd rip out his back as a trophy, but the Breton has no spine. He revealed that the gourmet is an orc. A damn orc is one of the greatest chefs of this time. Disgusting. Makes me sick and I eat people. Time to leave some lasting memories for the people here. It's time to paint the stone red.
Did that really just happen? Just
Good luck washing the blood off the stone now. The people of Markarth will know me now. My next target was the gourmet himself. I made my way to Nightgate Inn late in the afternoon. I was quite tired and needed to rest. Tomorrow I will meet this orc and send him off to the void. I still couldn't believe that one of the most famous chefs of this time was an orc. I've had no taste for mortal food for some time unless it's the mortals themselves. Imagine if everyone knew that an orc was the gourmet. Heads would roll. Some are going to. This will make things difficult when it comes to taking his place. But then again, I have Mehrunes' razor, the dagger of change. If I kill this orc with the razor and then combine my blood with the orc's, I could take his physical appearance. I slept until noon. Now it was time to find this orc and send him off to Sithis.
Him? Oh, name's Balablob or Malaklob, one of them funny orc names. Talks real good though. Not a savage at all. Said he's a writer. Don't know what kind of job that is, but it must earn him some pretty coin. He's paid up for the next few months. He mostly just hangs about. Goes down to the lake, sometimes samples the stores of wine in the cellar. Man can do whatever he pleases, as far as I care.
Paid for a month in advance? And lives in the cellar to be left alone? Brilliant. He won't be disturbed anytime soon, meaning they won't smell him by the time the Emperor's body has been laid to rest in Cyrodiil. If you want to remain hidden, you never stay in one place for too long. You keep moving, but I wouldn't expect a chef to know this. He's made the ingredients for this murderous dish all too easy to follow. Couldn't have made this any easier for me. Even let me sleep in. It's time to go introduce myself.
Whatever it is, I'm sure I can't be of help. I'm just here on holiday. What? The Emperor? But Oh, by the gods. No, you can't do this. You can't.
You're wrong. I can. Now to throw him in one of these wine barrels. Hey, it's pretty much the same as a coffin. It's made of wood and it's underground. Everything was complete. Now all we had to do was wait for the Emperor to arrive in Skyrim. That could be days or a week. But when he sets sail, we'll be ready for him.
So, the prodigal murderer returns. And the gourmet? So I gathered. It seems a certain orc has disappeared. Which means you not only killed the gourmet, but disposed of the body as well. Oh, you've got the writ of passage too, I see. Splendid. Splendid! Ah, and word has come in from Markarth that the keep's cook has met an untimely demise. You performed your duties to the letter. I was wrong about you. I see that now. Maybe we all were. Here's your payment, and a little something else as well, from me. Consider it my way of apologizing for being so damn curmudgeonly. It's called the Night Weaver's Band. I wore this for years. I want you to have it now. It'll give your magic and sneakiness some much-needed oomph. Now you'd better get a move on and see Astrid. It's time. Time for the final stage of this grand and glorious operation.
Now all I had to do was wait, until the Emperor arrived in Skyrim. I had the orc's blood still on the razor. It's a good thing these Daedric weapons don't rust. 11 days after I had killed the gourmet, the Emperor had finally arrived in Skyrim. Being able to kill another Emperor? Tamriel will never forget me now. The last Empress I killed was in secret to look like she died naturally. But then again, she wasn't really the Empress anymore since she had been captured. But now, I'll get full recognition for killing an Emperor, still on a throne.
Go now to Castle Dower in Solitude. Present the gourmet's writ of passage to the officer in charge, Commander Marrow. I'm sure you remember him. You'll gain unrestricted access to the kitchens, and then the Emperor. You're posing as a chef, so you'll be able to poison his meal rather easily. Here, take this. It's called Jaren root. All it takes is one taste, and the effects are quite immediate. The Emperor will be serving Sithis before he even knows he's dead. Once Mead has been killed, escape through the upper door and across the bridge. I've arranged for it to be unguarded once the alarm is sounded. Now go, my friend. Go and fulfill your destiny as listener.
Time to see if what they say about this dagger is true. Let's become an orc. This is uncomfortable. At least I'm not a scaleback. I'm now the wolf in sheep's clothing. Even as the gourmet, I won't be allowed anything on me apart from this writ of passage. This spot is where I'll exit out of Solitude, so I'll leave my gear here. It's almost time for dinner. I better go and serve my best dish yet. Some would say it's to die for. First, I'll make sure my escape route is clear. I need to take into account every detail. Attempting to kill an emperor is a very complicated thing. Anything can go wrong. So it's always good to overcheck everything and have multiple plans on the ready when things get out of hand.
This city is crawling with Imperial Legion, and you know what? I'm still nervous. Lazy and useless, a lot of them. They can't even keep the Stormcloaks in line. No way I trust them with the Emperor's life. You worry too much. The Emperor's never been safer. You think assassination attempts are planned overnight? We discovered the plot. End of threat. I suppose. But what about the old man? Son killed, family name ruined, and he acts as if nothing ever happened. Think he's even fit for duty? I'm going to pretend I didn't do it.
Stop right there. The tower is off limits until further notice. What's this now?
An order of His Eminence, possessor of these papers, the Gourmet.
By Azra. The Gourmet. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. We had no idea who to expect. You understand. You're not dressed as I would have suspected. But please, don't let me keep you. Proceed to the kitchen straight away. Gianna, the castle chef, has been eagerly awaiting your arrival.
Time to go and meet Titus Mede II. There'll be a few other emperors waiting for him where he's going. Security is light. If I tried this on a septum, there'd be a blade in every corner or open corridor. The Empire really has gone to the gutter in these times. What a pathetic excuse it has become. When the Tharns ruled the Empire, it was strong. But from what I've read, the last Tharn disguised himself as the Emperor, and the Empire fell apart. The Empire's fall could be at our hands all those centuries ago.
On another delivery. I told you people our stocks are fine. Now put whatever you have over there, then get out. The Gourmet? Oh, finally. When I heard the Gourmet was being brought in to cook for the Emperor, I could hardly believe it. It's just, well, you're an orc. If the people of the Empire only knew. I mean, now I understand your need for secrecy. Most would... I have to say, the stew seems done. Add anything else and we may dilute the distinct flavors. So, is that it?
I memorized the Gourmet's
What
cookbook,
is this? Some kind
so
of
we
herb?
followed the
Are
recipe.
you sure?
Now was
The
time to
potage
add the
tastes
special
perfect as it
ingredient.
is. Any
It's a
other
pity my
ingredient
blade won't be the one tasting the Emperor. I find poison
I'm
is more of a
sorry.
woman's
Of
weapon
course,
of
it's the most
choice.
famous recipe
But as
after
long as he
all.
dies,
All right,
all
then.
shall be
Your
good.
secret ingredient's been added. And if I may say so, it has been an honor getting a chance to prepare a meal with, well, the best chef in the entire Empire. I'll carry the stew pot and lead the way up to the dining room. I'm sure the Emperor and his guests are dying to meet you.
They surely are. It's time to finally return to the lips of everyone in Tamriel. Within no time, somebody will recognize me from the stories, and the name of the Contractor shall be restored.
You mean the wedding? My cousin's apparent murder? An unfortunate misunderstanding. No more. Cold mead, hot tempers. These things happen.
Quite. Yet that recent...
Here we are. Gods, I'm nervous. We'll go in just a moment. Please, I'll serve. You just stand there and be amazing.
Yes, an unfortunate turn of events, though. But an isolated incident. And I have been assured that the fault was with the man's son alone. Truth is, we are in no danger whatsoever. Killing an emperor can be useful, but befriending one, now that's beneficial, as I'm sure you'd all agree. Aha! Here we are, honored guests. I present to you the Gourmet. Ah, the potage le magnifique. So delicious. My friends, as Emperor, I of course reserve the right of first taste. Oh, how marvelous. Just delicious. It is everything I had hoped it would be. I think something's wrong.
Your time is done, fool. Make sure you say hello to Sithis for me. Now, I didn't have my weapons, but I am, after all, an ancient vampire. What I hold in my very blood is a weapon. None shall be spared. The Emperor was dead. By my hands. My glory has returned, and with the death of the Emperor, when my name is spoken, whoever says it will shiver while sweat falls down their brow. none shall be spared. The Emperor was dead, by my hands. My glory has returned, and with the death of the Wait!
That man was, by far, the most insufferable decoy the Emperor has ever employed. I'm glad he's dead. But I'm even happier that you killed him. You, an assassin for the Dark Brotherhood, just made an attempt on the Emperor's life. Would have succeeded had it been the real man. Surprised? So was I when a member of your family came to me with a plan. We worked out a deal, you see, an exchange. I get you, and the Dark Brotherhood gets to continue its existence. But you know what? I've changed my mind. How about this? I kill you and butcher each and every one of your miserable little friends. Your sanctuary is being put to the sword right now. That's what I think of this deal. You killed my son. All of you. And now you'll pay the price. Kill him. Make sure there's nothing left to bury.
Damn it! It was a trap. We've been betrayed. Somebody gave us up and led me into a trap. Whoever betrayed me is going to die, slowly and very painfully. I need to get back to the sanctuary before the Penitus Oculatus destroy it, before they kill whoever betrayed me. They're my kill. Nothing else will touch them but me. For the love of the Daedra, I need to get my gear, but every Imperial soldier wants to die slowing me down. They are no match for me during the night. They are but an annoyance. I had killed those who came after me. I had my gear. I now needed to get back to the Falkreath Sanctuary quickly. It looked like my luck was drying up. More insects got in my way. More I had to crush. I was lucky it was night. It only took me a few hours to get back. But even still, I was too late. The Penitus Oculatus were already here. I killed them all, but their wagon. When I got close, I could smell the oil. They are going to burn the sanctuary from the inside out. Damn it, it's hot in here. The shadow scale is dead. Damn it. I need to find who betrayed me. Time to slaughter any Penitus Oculatus left. Gabriella and the old man were still alive. I need to find the others. Nazir! He's still alive!
So you are alive. I was starting to wonder. Considering most of us are now dead, I assumed as much. And before you ask, no, I don't think it was you. Well, maybe I did. But you saving my sorry hide just now sort of erased any doubts. So, thanks. You've got that right. Only a matter of time before we're roasted alive. Come on. So you are.
Damn it. The way behind me collapsed. Don't know if the others survived that. We need to find a way out of here before I'm turned to ash.
Listener, I am your only salvation. Come, embrace me.
The Night Mother. I need to find her. I need to get inside of her coffin. Wouldn't be the first time I've slept inside another's coffin.
I'm going as fast as I can. You stupid she-devil. I don't see you helping. One more. Oh. There.
Did you get it open?
I think so. Just hold on a moment.
You must speak with Astrid. Here in the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary.
Astrid? I didn't see her or her wolf. Maybe it was her husband that betrayed us. I'll make that wolf howl.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down. It's all right. Been through a lot. Maybe you should just sit down for a bit. She's here? My Sithis, I thought we'd lost her. Let's go.
The sanctuary was destroyed. Most of it had collapsed from the fire. The rest had burned away. Now we had to find Astrid through all of it. Wait, is that Astrid? It is her, and she's still alive. Not for long by the looks of her.
Thanks, Sithis. Shh. Please. There is much I have to say, and not much time. I'm sorry. So very sorry. The Penitus Oculatus. Marrow, he said that by giving you to them, he would leave the Dark Brotherhood alone. Forever. Oh, my Sithis, I was such a fool. All of this, it's all my fault. You are the best of us, and I nearly killed you, as I've killed everyone else. Don't you see? It was me. I set you up, wanted you dead. I betrayed you. The Night Mother. Everything I hold dear. And now Marrow has betrayed me. I just wanted things to stay the way they were. Before Cicero. Before the Night Mother. Before you. I thought I could save us. I was wrong. But you're alive. So there's still a chance. A chance to start over. Rebuild. That's why I did this. Don't you see? I prayed to the Night Mother. I am the Black Sacrament. I'm saying you were right. The Night Mother was right. In all ways. They guided the Dark Brotherhood for centuries. I was a fool to oppose them. And to prove my sincerity, I have prayed for a contract. You lead this family now. I give you the Blade of Woe, so that you can see it through. You must kill me.
The traitor. I will end her. She's already suffered great pain for her betrayal. There's nothing more I could inflict upon her. Better to just end her.
Thank you.
You worthless whore. You're lucky you were already touched by fire, or I would have bled you dry. Time to figure out what to do now.
Astrid is dead. It is as it should be. May she find redemption in the void. But while you live, the Dark Brotherhood lives. We must fulfill our contract. Emperor Titus Meade II must be eliminated.
By Sithis, what a mess. I guess this is the end. What? Well, what did she say? You mean there's still a chance? But how? Our plan has gone to ruin. Everyone is dead. The family.
The Brotherhood had been destroyed from within. Astrid, the leader of this sanctuary, had betrayed us. And our contract to assassinate the Emperor had failed. But the Night Mother had told me the contract was still in effect, and that until the Emperor's death, we would continue. After our failed attempt, the real Emperor was sent back to Cyrodiil, and we had neither the resources nor any sort of time to plan an assassination of him within the Heartland. All hope of killing the Emperor of Cyrodiil was lost. But the Night Mother told me that someday the opportunity to assassinate the Emperor would return, that we should rebuild and gather our strength until then, and stay in the shadows. Let the world think the Brotherhood is no more. And if the Emperor returns to Skyrim, we will be ready to come out from the shadows and end Titus Mede II.
Back with another chapter, background information sort of thing. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, just generally how I feel about it, the kind of background information, sort of the story elements, loops, all that sort of crap, you know, how do I make sense of it all? How do I fit multiple characters into this story of Skyrim? Alright, so now I haven't done this guy's chapter in a long time. It's good to come back and play him again. My only evil character. And it's good to come back. Now, back on his last chapter, I did mention in the background information that he would return in a much later date, but during that time, I think my Dragonborn was only just a young woman who was just starting her journey to explore the world, long before she was of any importance. And I said he would return one day when the time was right. Now, the Dark Brotherhood questline is kind of a tricky one to navigate through a multiple character story throughout Skyrim's questlines and stuff like that, because the Dark Brotherhood questline is a massive plot hole in the story of Skyrim, even on its own, playing a single character. So, what is wrong with my throat right now? Goddamn, sorry. So, you know, the Dark Brotherhood questline is just a big ass hole in the ground. How the hell do you play it, you know, like, do you do it after the Civil War for the Imperials? Do you do it during the Civil War for the Imperials? Because that makes no sense. Why would the Emperor come to visit his cousin during a time of conflict when, you know, literally the nation's fighting, you know, the Civil War? You don't put your leader, who's an old man, in basically the chance to be assassinated by a Stormcloak spy or assassin, alright? Or the fact that if you do the Dark Brotherhood questline after the Stormcloak victory, how the fudge does that make any sense? That the Emperor is going to come to an enemy nation that just kicked his power out of the country and come visit his dead cousin for a funeral service or whatever? I mean, that makes legitimately no sense at all. Okay, I'm not too sure Ulfric's going to be a big fan of letting the Emperor dock his ship in solitude and visit his dead cousin. You know, he just literally defeated the Empire. Like, I would, as Ulfric, yeah, I'd be like, fuck yeah, let him in and then imprison him, you know, and have further commands, ransom him off. But, again, it makes no logical sense that you would allow the enemy Emperor. It's just a massive plot hole. A massive plot hole. So the way that I worked into this story is I built it off the Dragonborn's truce. I made sure that the only time the Emperor would rock up in this quest line was when there was a truce going on, you know, when the Stormcloaks couldn't afford to attack him. Because even if there was a truce and the truce wasn't that serious, I doubt Ulfric wouldn't have the chance to send off one of his assassins to nuke the Emperor. 100% would. But it's the truce of the Dragonborn. You know, the very one person that, you know, has the power of Tiber Septim, the power of Riemann Cyrodiil, but even worse because they can actually kill and absorb dragon souls that make them, I guess, 10 times more powerful than whatever Septim, whatever Tiber could get and whatever Riemann could get. Because they weren't killing and absorbing dragon souls. So it's very important because both sides have sent their very best soldiers to aid the Dragonborn in attempts to get them to join their side. Now both sides play nice with each other. The Dragonborn's truce is set in, like, you know, in stone. You do not mess with it at all. Because if you betray the Dragonborn's trust, the Dragonborn realizes that you are not worthy of their, you know, allegiance, at least in their eyes, and joins the other side. You know, joins the Imperials, joins the Stormcloaks, becomes your enemy, and the last thing you need is a Tiber Septim times 3, or, you know, a Riemann Cyrodiil, you know, as your enemy. That is just that's a game over. You know, that's like playing Dark Souls, you know, as a very new beginner. It's just, so this is like, you know, this truce is absolute concrete, as in no one, especially the leaders of both sides, aren't willing to risk, you know, disobeying or breaking the Dragonborn's trust. Because if Ulfric tries to kill the Emperor, he's going to show he's, you know, not worthy of the Dragonborn, and it doesn't matter if they kill the Emperor or not, he'll have the Dragonborn on his ass, and it's game over. So even the rebel Jarls and Ulfric Stormcloak have signed off of allowing this Penitus Oculatus to enter their city to make sure they're not planning a massive invasion or any sort of traps to attack the Emperor and this and that. You know, they're allowing the Imperial Secret Police to enter their city and scout it out. And that says a lot, being an actual enemy of the Empire. So that's how I kind of got through that one. That the Emperor was able to visit because the truce between the Imperials and the Stormcloaks wasn't because it was a truce between them, but it was because both sides want the Dragonborn, and both sides cannot afford to dishonour the Dragonborn's truce without being, you know, becoming their enemy. So the Stormcloaks will not react, will not harm the Emperor, will not do anything to jeopardise, you know, having the Dragonborn join the enemy team or join their team. So that's kind of how I made sense of this one. That's how I was able to fit this story to make it make at least somewhat sense. That, you know, that's the reason why the Emperor shows up during the middle of a goddamn civil war, because there's a peace treaty on, and the peace treaty is held by a very dangerous individual that is game over if you make them your enemy. But this was definitely a fun one to return to. Now, at the very end of this, you know, the Dark Brotherhood, they get nuked, right? They're dead. They're perceived as dead. They're, you know, there's corpses in there. There's no bodies, or there's bodies all over the goddamn place. They're perceived to be dead. You know, the Pentilius Oculatus said troops never came back. They went to see what happened, and boom, Dark Brotherhood's dead. The Pentilius Oculatus soldiers are dead. Maybe a few got out, but their organisation is gone. You know, the Dark Brotherhood is no more. So their job is done. So they think. But during a certain event, after a few things happen, which could be some time away, the Emperor will return to Skyrim. And that is when the Dark Brotherhood will come out of the shadows and assassinate the Emperor. Now, he can't really go walk around that armor anymore because he's now easily associated with the Dark Brotherhood. So the Contractor will still work in the background, but not as the Contractor. He, you know, to keep money flowing, to keep things going while they stay in the shadows, I'd like to think that the Contractor's going to jump on, put some mercenary gear on, and go headhunting, you could say. Go and do some legalized assassinations, bounty hunting, but he never brings them back alive, sort of thing, like Cecilia does. So that's how they'll earn gold, keep things afloat, kind of rebuild the sanctuary where they hide, the new one, and we'll see the Contractor at a much later date when their story is a little bit, well, when a few other stories are being put to bed, I guess. Kind of endgame stuff, I guess you could say, the Contractor's story. Not really exactly endgame, but very on the tip of the iceberg endgame. But yeah, other than that, we're going to return to the Dragonborn story after this one, and it's going to be like a month later. Or I think I really want to start the episode. I'm going to call it an episode because I don't want them to be chapters if they hold relevant story information. I forgot what I was just saying, and holy crap, I'm getting too old for this shit. It's going to be an episode because I don't want it to be like a full chapter. It's going to be like the journey of the Dragonborn sort of thing. It's going to happen in between this, you know, and something might happen when they bugger off and they come back and the events of the failed assassination attempt has actually happened. So I think I want to start this next Dragonborn's episode. It's probably like this while this is happening in the background. So it's like, you know, chapter 53 and episode 1 of the Dragonborn, Dragonborn's journeys are happening at the same time, and eventually episode 1 will overlap what happens in chapter 53. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Now, if you want to, if you like this sort of stuff, there's more to come. So subscribe and hit the little bell button if you want. I don't care if you really do. Like the video, dislike the video, do what you want. But what I would actually really appreciate is a comment. What you think of the video. You know, do you like it? Do you dislike it? Is there any sort of relevance or similarities to your story? Things that you probably thought could have been done better, or anything like that, because a comment is a person, and I like having a conversation, talking to people that are like-minded is always a cool thing to do, you know, learning more about their stories and all this sort of good stuff, but also it helps the algorithm out to find more people that like this sort of stuff. And not everyone's going to like it, that's fair, that's fine. Again, Skyrim's such an open story that no individual has exactly the same story as somebody else. And that's just the way it works. But some people might like the storytelling and they might be inspired to take a few things from mine and add it to theirs, and who knows, one day I might see it up on YouTube. Anyway, cheers for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and look after yourselves.